it's Machaela. So today I decided to do a little bit of something different. I'm going to show you 3 meals that you can make as a mom or anybody that you can make if you can't cook. Believe me, I am like the world's worst cook and I can make these. They've become staple meals in our household. So if I can cook these, you definitely can cook these. But before we get into it, just hit that subscribe button and leave a comment down below some of your favorite easy to cook meals, especially if you, like me, cannot cook. Recipe, we're going to do a beef stir fry. So what you're going to need is your beef stir fry. I prefer the ones that are already cut up. Some ramen noodles, brown sugar, olive oil, cornstarch, minced garlic, and soy sauce. As well as a heated pan and some boiling water, which I already have going. And just start with my soy sauce, and I'm just gonna dip it in. I'm not measuring. I used to do a lot of measuring, but now I just kind of go for it. I'm gonna need enough to coat all of my meat, so I'm just doing that. It's like enough. Now I'm just gonna take a spoon here and just take a pretty good sized spoon of cornstarch, and I'm just gonna dip it in, and I'm just gonna go ahead and stir it up. And after that, I'm going to go ahead and stick my meat in here and just get that nice and coated while I heat up the stove. Alright, I'm going to just get that all stirred up and let that coat for a minute. I am taking my olive oil, just putting it all in here. Take another spoon of garlic, put that in here, let that mince up before I add in the meat. Meat and just dip it in there, and then I'm going to let that cook, let that brown up, and then once we're done, we'll go ahead and add some toppings and put it all together. I decided to add some carrots. Honestly, just have whatever vegetables that you have on hand that needs to be used. The recipe does call for green onions, but I did not have any of those on hand at the moment, so I decided that I was just going to marinate the carrots with this, and that'll just make a really good mix-in for the stir fry. Noodles are in. Stir fry is cooking. Looking good so far. Our stir fry mix done. I let this cook for about 10, maybe 20 minutes. I'm just gonna add some water to it just to kind of cool it down a little bit. And then I'm going to add in some brown sugar. That's just gonna give it some extra flavor. And once that's done, we will serve it over noodles, and you've got a quick stir fry. Next recipe, we're going to make a cheese and spinach ravioli. So what you need is your ravioli, sea salt, heavy whipping cream, some basil, some salt, pepper, salt, butter, lemon juice, chicken bouillon or vegetable broth, olive oil, and minced garlic. We're going to start by just adding the olive oil to the pan. We're going to have 2 tablespoons of butter that my daughter is currently trying to put in the pan, and then I just grab a spoonful of garlic. Saute this and brown the garlic before we add in the rest of the ingredients. Next because I'm using bouillon, I'm going to add my bouillon and some water, and if you have vegetable broth, just do that instead. I'm going to just stir that in. We're going to go ahead and add in our lemon juice. I personally just like to squirt it in. I do like my lemon juice. Our raviolis, I'm actually going to use the second one of these. I just buy them in bulk at Costco, and then we're going to just let them simmer in the sauce for a little bit. While this is sitting, marinating, I'm just going to add a little bit of salt, pepper, and basil. So pepper. You can manage to not make a mess like I am. Pepper, and then basil, go ahead. It says fresh basil. I personally I'm lazy. I don't like dealing with a bunch of fresh stuff. I prefer just the seasonings. And then we're just going to let that sit in until it is ready to go. Giving it a stir once every so often. Also calls for some grated Parmesan cheese. However, our family it's just too much for our family, so we just go without it, but feel free. And again, I will link it down. I will link the Pinterest recipe down below. No, it's not my recipe. This is just something that works for us. This is actually a family favorite of ours. We've been doing it for about the last month or so. So it's been good for us. With this, I'm just going to do some Idaho mashed potatoes. We typically go with the 3 to 4 servings. On the back, all you need is milk, water, potatoes, salt if you want it, and butter. Off with 2 tablespoons of butter. Getting that in there. I gotta help out. And then 1/3 cups of water, pinch of salt. Alright, here you go. Alright, our potatoes are in. We're adding just a little bit of milk. The recipe calls for about 1 cup of milk. Add as needed. We are going to just heat up some canned green beans, and that'll be our nice and easy meal. It's dinner. It's fast, easy. Pretty much one pan. We'll pan in this small pot. Just a new family favorite. So if you can't cook, you can do this, trust me. It's just going to be a crock pot chicken tortilla soup. We're just going to throw a bunch of ingredients in. Go ahead and put the onion powder in. Go ahead. The recipe says for actual onions. I personally don't like onions, so I'm personally doing onion powder. Then we've got diced tomatoes with green chilies. Go ahead. Just dump it in. Red enchilada sauce. Here, you got it? Dump that in. Then we've got chili powder. Dump it and go. Love these crock pot meals. Then we've got sweet corn. Or not sweet corn, just regular corn. Let's see, we've got salt. You can help me with pepper, okay? I like to really flavor my stuff. I always find that I underflavor them, so I'm trying to get better at just letting the flavor be in. Hang on, sweetheart, hang on. Pepper. And let's see, water. I've got 4 16-ounce cups or bottles of water. We're just going to fill the water up until we get there. Alright, you got it. Seasoning. Minced garlic. Here, go ahead. Are you going to help me? Minced garlic. And finally, some chicken bouillon. Okay. And from there, we cover it and cook it on low for 4 hours, or on low for 8 hours, or high for 4 hours. 4 hours, I went ahead and took my chicken out and shredded it. I am not the best at shredding chicken, but hey, this is not a professional cooking video. This is just something that works when you clearly are not a cook. But yeah, I'm gonna just let this sit in here for probably another 2-3 hours, and then we'll go ahead and eat it. In all reality, if you like your chicken more dry, then it'd be fine to eat now. Here it is. Nice, easy, totally doable, especially if you cannot cook. Well, that's the meals. If you enjoyed this type of video, please let me know in the comments below. That way I know to do more of these can't cook but can do it videos. And thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. God bless and bye, guys.